Today I want to talk about something different. Today I want to talk about this. The Apple Watch Series 3 came out in 2016. It's actually one of Apple's oldest products to still be sold on their website. So what is it like using an Apple Watch in 2021 that is from 2016, rocking an S3 system and a processor? Well, let me show you. Alright guys, so the particular model that I'm holding here is the 42mm, which is the biggest Apple Watch size that, Apple had for the Series 3. This one is in the all black color, which I really like. I believe the technical color for this is space gray, and it looks really good. It comes standard with these black rubberized wrist straps, the space gray casing. It looks really nice. So let's start on the right side of the watch. Here we have the digital crown, which does multiple different functions like adjusting the watch's brightness, navigating back to the home screen, scrolling up and down through lists, adjusting volume. The list goes on and on. And I do apologize for the shakiness of the watch and my hand, but moving down to the side button, this is how you get to your dock, as Apple calls it. It's also how you can get to your app switcher, and it's also how you can close out applications that you are not using. So that button does a lot as well. It's also how you can power the watch down and restart it by long pressing it. In fact, let's try that just so we can kind of see what it does here. And the watch there we go. So it brings up this menu here where you can either power the watch off, swipe the medical ID if you need to get like medical information. I believe that's what that does. And then emergency SOS. The watch will basically dial emergency services like 911, and you should immediately get a response because the watch will kind of ping your location to the emergency services so they know where to find you. It will dispatch somebody, I believe. So let's come back over here. We have a speaker and I believe our microphone. And then when we come to the bottom, we have these sensors. Now the best way that I can describe this is that these are the sensors that pretty much sit right up against your skin. They can detect your heart rate, your pulse, like all that sort of thing. 2 of these will actually light up at a time, and I'm not entirely sure what that's for. It probably has to do with your heart rate and your, activity monitoring, which this watch does. So that's not bad. And then we come to the top. So this is it, that 42mm screen. And I don't know if you can tell, but the screen actually doesn't go all the way to the edges. That's one of the things that you can use to distinguish this as an older Apple Watch. The screen doesn't go to the edges. It just goes out, a little bit less than the Series 4 does. So we agreed with the modular watch face, which is probably the most popular watch face that users, were using with the Series 3. It basically gives you the time, the date, it gives you the weather, and it also gives you Mine is set up to have messages on the bottom, activity in the middle, and the battery on the bottom right hand corner there. So this is the mainly the apps, which is in I don't want to say grid view, I believe is what they call it. And this is really the feature that got most people excited about the Apple Watch when it came out. You have this just array of different colors. It's almost rainbow-like. You have all these icons everywhere. It looked really cool. It's one of the things that made me want to get an Apple Watch for sure, is this. And it's still probably the coolest feature to the watch if you want to show it off, is just this. But let's go ahead and head on over here to settings. And here you will see my name, and we're going to go to general. We're going to go to about, and let's take a look. So we are running watchOS 7.3. That's pretty much it for the watch's, basic information. We can navigate back. Settings that you'd normally see on the Watch Series 3 are going to be your notifications, your general tab, do not disturb, airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, display and brightness, app view, accessibility, Siri, sounds and haptics, passcode, SOS, battery, privacy, and then just a whole slew of different things here. You will notice one thing though, the hand washing timer is a feature for Series 4 watches and up. It is not present here on the Series 3, which is fine. Basically, all your standard apps are here. You have Walkie-Talkie, Activity, or Fitness as it's called now. You've got your timer, your stopwatch, your music, because music is on the watch entirely now. So now you can play songs directly off the watch. I believe they are saved in the watch's storage, which is why my watch is out of space already, because it's got like, I don't know how many songs on it. And then this is basically how you navigate back to the watch face. A long press and you can get to your face switcher, as what I like to call it. And this is how you can navigate between your different watch faces. This is a new watch face that came out with the latest watchOS update. It's called the Unity watch face, and it's really cool. And then we have Modular. Then we have Activity Digital. We have Kaleidoscope, Chronograph, Simple, and then this is to get to your new watch face. But you do have the option to edit and share your faces with other friends. So if you like the way you've edited your watch face and you want to show it to a friend, you can do that. So that's basically it for the watch faces. That's it for the features. If you do a swipe up from the bottom, you get your control center. And basically you can ping your iPhone, you can turn your Wi-Fi on and off. This is your battery percentage. And you have all these different features here. Sleeping, like sleep tracking, a flashlight, the water drop if your watch gets wet and you want to make sure you get the water out from the inside of it. You can do that. You have AirPlay, airplane mode. So it's all here. The Walkie-Talkie feature is really cool, but you need to have a friend that has an iPhone, an Apple Watch, and their Walkie-Talkie has to be set up, and you have to be friends on that in order for it to work. It's pretty cool though. And then swiping down, we have just our notifications here. And you can go all the way to the top. I have a lot, and we'll just clear them. And there you go, the little red dot at the top, which indicates that you have notifications, has gone away. So I saw a YouTube video where another YouTuber had said, don't buy the Apple Watch Series 3. And I thought, I wonder why he says not to buy it. So I watched this video and he brought up some good points. So I just kind of want to reiterate on what he had said. And basically what he had said is that the Apple Watch Series 3 is the oldest product Apple is still selling. And that by next year, if not maybe the following year, Apple will discontinue this watch, meaning they won't sell it anymore, they won't support it with any software updates. And I know that can sound kind of scary, but as an Apple Watch Series 3 owner and daily user, I just want to tell you that there's nothing to worry about right now in terms of using the watch. The Series 3 is still totally capable of doing everything you need it to do. And even when Apple stops supporting it, it doesn't mean that the watch is going to become useless. The Apple Watch is actually very capable of doing everything, and when it stops receiving software updates, It doesn't mean that it's going to stop working. It just means you won't get any new features or bug fixes or security updates. Which, that could also sound kind of scary, but you have a lot of watch faces to choose from, and you have all the features that, you love from the Apple Watch, like text messaging and phone calls, checking the map, or checking the weather. It's all here, so you shouldn't be worried about any of that stuff, failing to work. The Apple Watch should still be able to pair up with a new iPhone if you buy one. It should still be able to work as you expect it to for daily tasks. And it should be fine for, I'd say, a good maybe 4 or 5 years easily. But if you are in the market for an Apple Watch and you can afford, a newer Apple Watch, I would say definitely go for the newer Apple Watch, as this one is getting pretty outdated. So no, you're not going to get the new watch faces. You won't get that hand washing timer. You won't get, some of those new features with the heart app and, monitoring your vitals and all that. Like, the newer watches definitely come with a lot of cool features that you miss out with on the Series 3. I personally would like to upgrade just so I can, get a hold of some of those new features, some of those new watch faces, and just get that bigger screen size. Those newer Apple Watches are going to come with a 40mm screen size. I want to say 44 for the biggest. So they get bigger, they get smaller and thinner, and the screen size definitely goes all the way to the edges. There's a lot to love with the newer Apple Watches, but I wouldn't say to hate on the Series 3 because it was definitely a popular release, as it was faster than the Series 2. It brought more features. It was definitely an important watch in the lineup, and it's still a good watch. Now, you might be wondering, why is Apple still selling it all these years later? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure why they're keeping it around. They could be keeping it around to make their newer watches look better, or maybe Apple has a lot of love for this guy and they just don't want to stop selling it yet. Who knows? But the price has come down to just over $100. It's really gotten pretty cheap now to acquire a Series 3. And most major retailers are still selling it. So, I mean, if you're in the market for a Series 3, don't be afraid to check one out. You might actually like it more than you think. And don't be afraid of the watch being old, because even though it's old, it's not going to stop working for you. And it's not going to stop, doing what you expect it to do. You're just going to be looking over at your friend with their Series 5 or their Series 6 with their new watch faces and be a little jealous of that, sure. But other than that, you're still going to be able to text your friend right off your watch, answer and make phone calls. You can do everything. So I wouldn't be too afraid of any of that stuff. And I hope this video has informed you pretty well about the Series 3, about its specs, about what it can do. And I just really appreciate y'all taking the time. So I think that's going to do it for today's video. But if you guys liked what you saw and you want to see more content from me, I am Mason Biery. And if you just heard that, that means you are definitely on the right channel. You are watching the right video. So please don't be afraid to subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to get notified about more content that I am dropping. And as always, don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it. And just thank you guys very much. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will catch you all in the next video.